Freedom. Freedom. Marcus Conti reporting from New York City. Where else? Out on the trail. Out on the trail. Go for a little walk today. You're gonna love this. Little walk to one of the unknown areas of Greenwich Village. I wanted to show you this block today, and so just a big picture walk and talk. Walk around New York City. Hope I don't get my ass kicked today again. That hasn't happened lately. I haven't told anybody to fuck off in a long time. I hope that doesn't happen today. But sometimes you just have to do it, right? We're here at Father Demo Square. Look at this. Oh, beautiful church, Father Demo. I don't know who the hell he is, but he's a father. And his name is Demo. I love religious stuff. Even if we're not religious, right? So, big picture walk, talk about the president. We'll talk about the plague. What else could you possibly talk about? I mean, what's more newsable than Trump having COVID-19? Kind of takes away everybody else's steam, right? And talk about the economy a little bit, and that's what I wanted to point to right now. So here we are, walking through Greenwich Village in what used to be a very, very vibrant commerce. Now it's early in the morning, and one of the best times to see New York City is early in the morning, when was not a lot of fucking people. There's all these freaking people climbing all over each other. And you get to see these very interesting blocks. This is Minetta Lane right here. It's just a little block. You'd never know it was here unless you know it's here. And it's right off McDougal Street. Because what else can we talk about, really, other than Trump? Trump 24/7, right? Trump's in the hospital. He's doing good. There's lots of word on Trump doing good. And most importantly, don't be scared, says Daniel Johnston. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. So, beautiful block, right? It's right off 6th Avenue. You saw the Freedom Tower a second ago. It's beautiful. It's beautiful New York, right? Used to be a Mexican restaurant down on that corner, and I think it shut down. So we walk more towards McDougal Street. Ah, God, I'm going to miss this place. If I ever leave New York, I am going to miss it. And that's okay. New beginnings. New frontiers, new experiences to experience elsewhere. In the country that I live in, but have rarely visited. Stayed mostly in New York. So this is McDougal Street, really a nightlife kind of thing. And as you notice, it's kind of shut down right now. It's the Cafe Wa. And these are the eateries. Now, the restaurants in Manhattan have opened at 25% capacity. But you could see even restaurants here. These restaurants have been shut down for so long. This is a classic Minetta Lounge. A lot of stuff shut down, but a lot of stuff, again, this is a night spot, right? So anyway, let's talk about it. So Trump, did you see the video? Whoa, Trump! I'm going to use one of the things where the restaurant people sit. There's no benches out here, so I'll just take advantage. I'll just stay here and broadcasting live from McDougal Street here in New York City. So Trump video, that was exciting. Did you see it? Watch it. I can't play it for you now because I got my hands full. But Trump sounded, when you heard him, it's him, right? It's Saturday. This is important. This is the most important thing to look at if you want to find out if it's real or fake and what kind of condition Trump is really, really in. Because if Trump was in dire straits, if he wasn't in good condition, it would be a security risk to tell the world that Trump is not in good condition, right? So the only evidence we have of Trump being in healthy condition is in Trump's own words. And so we had that. So we saw this video. He looked a little drowsy, I got to tell you. He looked a little, he looked like old Ronald Reagan. And I had that and then he sounded kind of like, and I love you all, and I thank you for your support. And it was just very un-Trump-like. You know, no tie, sitting at a desk, absolutely, you know, wearing a blazer and a suit. And those are just my impressions. He showed strong leadership. He was like, I'm here for the American people. I'm not going to lock myself in the White House and do nothing. He said all those things. Although he was drowsy, I thought he was crystal clear mentally. It's important, because the first 48 hours, if your oxygen saturation drops in this fictitious whatever COVID-19 thing, you're in trouble. You know, you can slip into a coma. And it is suspicious. I got to tell you, it's still very, in my mind, it's still suspicious that Trump and Kellyanne Conway and his chief of staff and now Christie, fucking Chris Christie in New Jersey has it. They all got struck with this mild fucking coronavirus thing, right? It is very suspicious. How did that happen? What who set it off? Because we didn't see anybody. There's no evidence of anybody with symptoms around Trump. There's really no evidence now of anybody who has actual symptoms that was around Trump. You follow? Where? Show it to me. Show me Hickey Hicks or whatever her name is. Hope Hicks. Right? Where's her symptoms? Where is she? She's not taking Rendazavin or Resdazeron or whatever the fuck that medication is. Right? Where is she? Does she have symptoms? So there's some suspicion there about what the fuck happened. How did this close to election, how did Trump and his people get struck down with some virus that really isn't a big deal? Because look at Trump. Trump is knocking the skin off the ball. So let's just talk about Trump for 1 second. So his chief of staff, here was the controversy. There was some controversy. His chief of staff, Mark Meadows, said on Judge Jeanine on Fox, said that President Trump's condition deteriorated Friday following his COVID-19 diagnoses. Yesterday, that was Friday, we were real concerned. He had a fever. His blood oxygen level dropped rapidly. Now that is the quintessential sign. Remember the oxygen level dropping below 50, and then they intubated people and it dropped even worse? You remember that the doctors we had looked at that did the research here in New York, and he was saying it wasn't acting like a regular virus. So here we go again. There is that doesn't usually happen with the flu. Your oxygen level doesn't drop when you get the flu, but with this brand of flu, it does drop. And remember, don't be scared. Don't be scared. His oxygen level did drop. So we have to wonder, did everybody's oxygen level drop? Did all people inflicted did their oxygen level drop? You got to look at that if you want to rule out attack. Right? So, as well, doctors at Walter Reed, that's where he is right now. Beautiful suite, by the way. Did you see the fucking suite? The pictures of the suite. Oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. Look at this. I'm going to try not to hit the wrong buttons today and cut the video off. Some table art. What the hell is that, man? It's just like a blob. Oh, that's art. This is my art, man. Doing some art. Huh. Huh. What do I say to that art? Huh. I love New York early in the morning because you could be loud and boisterous and nobody gives a fuck, right? There's nobody here to give a fuck. Oh, this is the old Scrap Bar. You ever hear of a place called the Scrap Bar? Look it up historically. The Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose played a unplugged set in a bar that used to be called the Scrap Bar. And these are the only remnants of the bar. This wrench, right? This fucking whatever this thing is, right? There used to be a staircase downstairs to a bar called Scrap Bar. Now I don't know what it is. Now it's a cookie yum yum joint, Insomnia Cookies, where once was a scrap bar. And that's typical of New York City. Everything's always changing. It's never the same. So the big controversy was a bunch of doctors that came out in front of the cameras yesterday and said they kept the press kept pressing the doctors. They all look like Hollywood doctors over at Walter Reed. Very interesting that they all look like fucking Hollywood knockoffs. Perfect speech. And well, doctors are perfect, right? Aren't they, for the most part, a lot of times perfect? But they said that they kept pressing these doctors. Was Trump on oxygen? Did Trump ever get administered oxygen during that time where his oxygen level dropped? And they pretty much confirmed that he did. Right? They didn't do it in the talk, but you can decipher that Trump was, when he was at the White House on Friday and his blood oxygen level dropped, they gave him some oxygen, which is different, right? There used to be, oh no, he's fucking oxygen level dropping. Put him on an incubator, right? Stick a tube up his nose, and that's what they were doing. And now they're not doing that anymore. So Trump, advantage Trump. Is that it? Is that why so many people died because of poor treatment? They were put on intubation. They were put on, respirators when they shouldn't have been on respirators because it's not a respiratory ailment. It's something else. We found out. So, are the symptoms getting milder, or is the treatment getting better, or none of the above? It was it was just a spin-off of the flu, and everybody overreacted. There's so many angles to this thing. That's what I think it is. So those doctors were pressed. Since then, says the press secretary, chief of staff says, since then the president no longer had a fever, and his oxygen saturation levels were better, says Meadows. And all along, mainstream media is saying, oh yeah, balance of power. We've got to talk about the balance of power because if Trump dies, who's going to take over? Right? Who's going to take over? That's what they're interested. That's what CNN and MSNBC and the rest of the dickheads are talking about. They're anticipating. That's not a morgue truck, by the way. That's a boiler. That's a boiler truck. No dead bodies in there. So what? Who's going to take over if Trump dies? Holy shit! Gotta figure this shit out, man. It's Nancy. Give it to Nancy. Kill off Pence, and we'll get Nancy. That's what they're talking about, man. It's psychopaths. Transfer of power, my ass. He's not going anywhere, man. He's got 4 more years, and then you're gonna have to deal with his daughter running for president, Ivanka. Ivanka. Running for president? I don't know. Or Tucker Carlson. On other news, your stimulus is on its way. I heard. Right? Have you heard? The stimulus checks, $1,200 stimulus checks have been approved, so they say. Stimulus House passed a $2.2 trillion package that included $1,200 checks for everybody who got them and then some. And they beefed up the unemployment thing back to those extra benefits. First it was $600, Then it went down to 300, and they're arguing it's probably going to be around 400. So if you were getting unemployment, just keep applying and you'll get more of it. And also those PPE checks, the loans. Look into those too. Don't starve yourself in this pandemic. Take everything that people will give you, all the help the government will give you. Don't think of it as socialism or handouts. Just fucking take it, man. Take it, right? This is oligarchy. This is what it is. They're paying you all to shut the fuck up. That's what they're doing. They're paying you to shut the fuck up, man. Shut up, man. This is a business, man. It's a stimulus check. We're gonna sign this shit. Just be fucking patient already, right? And you get your money. Get your money, man. You get your fucking money. So, oh, last night, did you see it? I saw a little bit of it. Jim Carrey is officially Joe Biden. Oh, and he's good. He is good. He's out there. He's fucking tearing it up as Joe Biden. So I guess Jim Carrey's got his fingers crossed that he hopes Joe Biden is the president forever. Or at least for a little while. I'll get on the horse later, man. Get on my horse. Horse and buggy. Approaching Washington Square Park. Approaching Washington Square Park. Attention. Attention. You see how close everything is in New York, right? From Freedom Tower to Desolate Row. And if you come here at night, if you come in this area at night, it's humming and buzzing. It'll be buzzing by the afternoon. It's nice out too. The weather is beautiful in New York. Oh my God, it's fucking, it's like 60 and dry and there's no, and the clouds. Look at the clouds. You want to see clouds? I'll show you the clouds, man. It's beautiful skies. Absolutely beautiful skies. No chemtrails. No chemtrails. A kid almost ran me over with the skateboard. I was ready to throw my foot into his gut. I was ready to throw my foot into his dick. Dick. Crossing the street. I take you with me wherever I go. Wherever I go, I take you with me. So this is pretty cool. This is like a kiddie park over here. Just walk through Washington Square Park. Why not? Got nothing else to do. Right? Yeah, so Jim Carrey, man. SNL is in the 46th season, and Alec Baldwin is still Trump. Right? Alec Baldwin's got his fingers crossed. I hope Trump wins, because I get to be Trump 4 more years. Can Biden win? What a fucking question that is, man. Can Joe Biden... Is there a possibility that Joe Biden might become the president of the United States? I don't think so, man. I don't really think it's possible. To be honest. I just think the whole thing is weighted in Trump's favor. So, so in other news, luxury apartment sales plummeted in Manhattan. You heard? Down 46%. You know all the giant buildings you see in Manhattan and they're all empty? All residential? Billionaire Row? Right? They can't sell them, man. 46% drop in Manhattan prices. There are 10,000 homes left on the market. And they say it's because of crime and strict lockdowns are the reason. You don't say, right? That's the thing about very wealthy people. I'll make a prediction, I've been saying it a while, is that I predict that the price of real estate all over the country is going to go slightly up. It's going to tick up because the cities are emptying out, and the prices of real estate in the cities, like New York, the big cities, is going to go down because people are fucking tired of it. Nobody wants to deal with this psycho bullshit, right? All this fucking, mask shit and crazy hysteria. Be afraid. Be fearful, motherfuckers. Show you where I am. I'm creeping through Washington Square Park. I'm creeping through the back. Early in the morning, Washington Square. People just waking up. Guitar player's playing. There's a guy over there with a piano. We'll go check him out. Go check out the piano man. Oh, you want to hear a good stat? This is pretty cool. I think this weekend is John Lennon's birthday, so Strawberry Fields uptown should be humming. But more interesting is this, is that on October 21st, in fact, the block that I was just on is 8th Street. That's where Electric Lady Studios is. On that date, Jimi Hendrix sent a telegram to Apple headquarters requesting that Paul McCartney of the Beatles come and join his band as the bass player to be present at an upcoming recording session in New York. Miles Davis was on trumpet, Miles Davis drummer Tony Williams on drums, and Jimmy on guitar, of course. I wonder if Paul McCartney would have sang with Jimi Hendrix, because Paul McCartney could sing. That'd be a waste to just have him on bass and, you know, maybe piano. But anyway, interesting stat. I didn't know that. That just came out. McCartney apparently missed the message. He missed the message, right? What would have become of that? Could you imagine a band with Jimi Hendrix and Paul McCartney? Let me ask these musicians. Hey, can I ask you guys a musical question? Can I ask you? I'm a YouTube guy, so you're going to be on YouTube. So did you hear? I just read in the newspaper that on October 21st, Jimi Hendrix asked Paul McCartney to be in his band. Miles Davis on trumpet and Miles Davis drummer playing. Did you ever hear of anything like that?
No, I didn't.
He invited him to Electric Lady Studios. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
And what do you think a band would sound like with Jimi Hendrix on guitar after the Experience, 1969, with Paul McCartney on bass and probably piano and singing, and a little of Miles Davis on the trumpet or whatever he played?
Probably incredible, yeah. I would pay a lot for that ticket for sure. Front row seats, you catch me there.
Right, Electric Lady Studios. They were going to record it too. It's right down the block, man. Interesting stat.
Yeah.
Good talking to you, man. Have a good day. See, even die-hard musicians in the park didn't know that fact. And you ready? Wow, beautiful fountain. Hello. Life is for the living, man. Life is for the living. Get out your bunker and get out there, man. Because if you don't, someone else will in place of you. As Tim Black says, if you don't get out there, someone's going to take your cornbread. It's going to take your cornbread. So today, Trump, just to reiterate, Trump remains fever-free, off supplemental oxygen completely, with saturation around 96 to 98% all day. And he's taking the treatment remdesivir, no mention of hydroxychloroquine whatsoever. So unfortunately for people that hate Trump, Trump might just live and just to spite them. The piano player. Yeah, digging it. I can dig it, can you? Call that a musical segue. So the fountains are blowing high here in Washington Square Park. Did I mention I'm going to miss this place? I'm hurting for my country. My country is hurting. And remember, don't be afraid. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about. So Mark's got the reporting early in the morning. It's one other thing that's a little mystery over here. I don't know what this is. I want to know what's in this box over here. Exploring phenomena. What's in the box? What, pray tell, is in the box? What is that? Is that one of those Jewish Hari Bishma, Hari Hara ha 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 ha, where you go in there and you pray? Is that what it is? Or is it, I must tell you, the smell of weed is very, very thick as we speak. It's just like an office or something, or a lockbox. Why would they put a lockbox in the middle of the park? The weed is very pungent in the park right now. Let's check this guy out. This is Garibaldi. Garibaldi doesn't get much attention, except for graffiti. I think they wanted to tear this guy down. Look him up. If somebody could put in the comments who Garibaldi is in a sentence or two, so we know who the hell he is. I don't know who he is. 1807 to 1882. Garibaldi. Garibaldi. I don't know, man. He's got a sword. It's probably racist. Oh, Mark's got the reporting. New York City as well. It's at 25% capacity with restaurants. I don't think that's going to really matter, because restaurants can't survive on 25%. They need the whole shit. Oh, there's a rainbow. Oh my God. See the rainbow? You could see the rainbow. Isn't that beautiful? You see it? That is a beautiful rainbow. Enjoy it before it's gone. See that? It's magical, right? Magical fucking... Totally magical moment. And it's gone. You see that? Wow, we caught magic. We caught lightning in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle. Well, I didn't get my ass kicked because I didn't try to, right? Maybe I'll ask somebody. I'll ask somebody some good questions. Hi, can I ask you a question? Do you think Trump is going to die of COVID-19?
I don't know.
Would you? I know it's a mystery. Have you been following it? He's got it.
Yeah, I've been following it.
What if he dies? Would you? I was going to ask you. Would you be happy? A lot of people would be happy, right? I wouldn't be. I think he's he's a human being. He caught it, and tough shit, right?
Yeah, it's tough shit. It's tough shit. But I mean, karma's a thing.
Karma's a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
No, you can't.
That's a good point. The Krishnas will be here soon, and they I will. Well, they'll say the same thing. They'll say karma's inescapable. Trump is, but his condition really isn't so bad. What has he got? He's got a cold. His oxygen dropped a little bit. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's living it up in the executive suite.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he got the best doctors and nurses helping him.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so what's his future karma? He's already, just to point it out, he did get elected to president. That's pretty interesting karma, right? That's kind of positive karma. Or was he in there just to self-destruct? That's his karma. He scratched his way all the way up, and then he died because of his scratching.
Yeah, I mean that's all up to him to determine whether it was good or bad for him. Yeah.
You think he can win you think he's going to win, or Biden's going to win?
No, I hope not.
I hope
no,
not.
but I didn't ask you what you hope. I asked you, who do you think is going to win?
He's not going to win.
No, Biden's gonna win.
Biden's going to win?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I'm a news guy. I got Trump. I don't see how Trump. I don't see how Biden wins the Rust Belt, how he wins Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. You know, the whole country's not New York, you know, and I just don't see it. I didn't see how Hillary could do it, and he lost, but that's the fact. I see them as, you know, they both work for the same people, you know, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Good talking to you. Thank you very much. Good talking to you. Karma. Karma. That's right, man. Karma. Hey, you think Trump is going to die of COVID-19? Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question? You think Trump is doomed?
Yeah, I think it's too early to say, but we're hopeful.
You're hopeful. Hopeful. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So yeah, he seems to have bucked the initial symptoms. A little drop in oxygen, but he's up and around, and he's not coughing his brains out. He's not on an incubator. He's not intubator, whatever, a respirator, ventilator, respirator. Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that.
So he's not on a ventilator, and I don't know. What do you think? You think if he dies, then you get Mike Pence, kill him too?
I'm not saying we need to kill everyone in government, but I do think the world would be better off without Trump ruling his conglomerate of businesses.
But what about Biden? Isn't it just a switch of power? Don't they work for the same people?
I guess like they're both controlled by a bipartisan like political system, but I think
it's owned by a corporate entity.
Yeah, but
so how do you buck that system?
Oh,
screw Trump.
That's a good question. I'd say in the short term, it's important to elect the lesser of two evils. You know, like the one that will condemn white supremacists, the one that like isn't bought by like the NRA and other corporations like that. So one that will like give immigrants rights, ones that will give women rights and stuff. So that's like in the short term. And then hopefully during Biden's 4-year term, we can actually come to a more equitable and state where like popular vote matters more than electoral college, and a bipartisan system isn't just, you know, the go-to.
Yeah, well, that was set up so that the rich guys in the middle of the country would maintain their power and not be overthrown by numbers. You know, it was the electoral college. Right?
Yeah, it was made primarily to disenfranchise, like so that when voters were disenfranchised in southern states, that black and brown people like wouldn't be able to have a vote, and that southern states could have more power then because they could say we have more people in our state, we have more people in our county, so it's worth more, but then not actually have them vote.
From the young generation, do you think that the message of racial equality, racial inequality and such is more important to get out there than burn the system down because the system is what's screwing us? Do you really think that it's white supremacists doing it, or do you think that it's large corporations and some of those old guys, they just happen to be white? What if they were black? What if they were brown? What if they were yellow? Would they act differently because they're black? Did Obama act differently? Or did he side completely with the oligarchs?
I think he did better than most white presidents ever. And the idea of having like a black man in power and having that representation for people who have never had it is important. I think it's like an interesting what-if question, but at the same time, it's the history of the United States that has led to all white people being in power. And at the same time, what was I gonna say? It's like the cultural thumbprint that's been like on people because of the narrative of American society. It's not like we're all exempt or people of color are exempt from racial bias. It's because that's a part of our culture and it's taught through our education system, through our norms, etc.
Do you think black people could be racist as well, or Italians racist against Irish, and Irish racist against Chinese, and everybody's racist against Mexicans? Don't you think it's human nature? I'm just playing the devil's advocate because I don't know the answer. I think that human nature, when this guy just said it, you know, Trump got COVID-19 because it's karma, and I think karma is pretty relevant. That's Jesus over there, by the way. You know that guy? That's the guy who was on the front page of the New York Post.
Really?
Yeah, and he was sleeping in the center of the park over there, and they yanked him out. He's a good guy. He's a friend. I like the guy.
Oh,
hey, good talking to you guys. Good talking to you, man. So, bias aside or favorite aside, who do you think wins the presidency, Joe Biden or Trump? Opinion aside, who do you think is going to win?
I think will win.
Who do you think's going to win? Not who you want to win, but who you think is going to win.
Who do I think will win? It is really tough to say. It is really tough to predict that with the idea of like the influx in mail-in ballots, like different people wanting to vote and not wanting to vote in this election.
You think that the votes are counted? Do you think that it's fair?
Um,
Because we saw a lot of cheating with the Bernie Sanders days. They cheated that guy like no tomorrow.
I think if I had to say one, and then I would go with my friends.
Yes.
I think Biden.
I appreciate your time.
I think
Great conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think Biden will win, but I don't want to be naive.
Good talking to you, man. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. Ow. I just held that frame. It almost killed me. Good talking to you, man. Wow, young man's lights are on. The young man's lights are on, or are they? They may have offended you. A young man spoke about racism. Spoke down about Trump. Trump's a racist. It's common, man. What are you gonna do? You try to change the kid's opinion? No, you just talk to him, man. You find out what's in his head. So, Marcus Conte reporting from New York City, Washington Square Park, early in the morning here, probably about 10:30 a.m. New York time. And big news of the day, nothing stops. I mean, it's all Trump. It's Trump 24/7. If Trump beats COVID-19, that's going to be his message. He's going to be out there telling everybody it's fucking fake, it's bullshit. I got a runny nose, and that we shut the economy down for a runny nose. That's what Trump's going to be doing, right? And Biden's going to be saying, he's got the sneaky pill. He took a sneak pill. Drug test him. He took a secret pill. He got the vaccine. Trump's got the vaccine, and he held it. He let 200,000 people die. This is Biden. 200,000 people died because Trump had the vaccine and he failed to give it up. Something like that. So have a good day, man. Sunday here in New York City. Marcus Conte reporting.